How are we in there? What's up, dude?
What up, boy?
How you living, man?
Um, Not too bad, man. Not too bad. How you been? I was where you been at, brother? Because I mean, like I know the last episode on it.
Yep,
We did we started All Who Wander, and then
yep.
we were Jericho before that. Where
And the Jericho episode was fantastic, by the way. You guys did awesome. I loved
thank
seeing
you.
that dude. Bro, his chemistry with yours was so perfect. And I loved the way that he just had probably no clue what was happening the entire time he was there. Had no clue where he was or what was happening.
You should actually put that on a podcast, Xavier.
I
Like I
should
think that
I
would,
should put that on a podcast. Yeah.
man, that would be
The best part, dude, this man was like, what's this pod called again? Pod of the park? Like pod.
pot in the park.
Yeah, pod of the park. Pod in the park. That shit killed me, dude. Yeah, no, that day, we thought Hannah's going to labor, but she's in something called prodromal labor, which means that she has all of the horrible symptoms of labor,
Hmm.
but none of the rewards. For like the past like months, she's just been having all of the, yeah, it's horrible.
That's
And it's
so
just, it's
terrible.
just
I'm
getting
sorry.
progressively worse, and they won't do anything about it. Yeah, we've had like 3 false alarms. Been to the hospital a couple times, but
Well, I know my bet was for 4:20 a.m. this
today,
morning.
so
Yeah.
we all failed. All of us, we all thought it'd be like a week ago, and she's holding out strong, dude.
What about my next bet is gonna be Maisie's birthday.
That would be so tragic, brother.
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
know, what a birthday present.
yeah.
And you know what we did? We give her to Maisie. This is yours.
Maisie wins by default.
Yeah, yeah. You take the baby. That's your gift. It's yours now. You care for her, dress her.
Like
How,
Rumpelstiltskin in this.
how have you been, man? Anything big going on with you?
Um, Not too much, man. It's been just really interesting and really cool. I've been working at T-Mobile and been getting better at my job, and it's been kind of challenging, but it's been very all of this actually, all of the these new experiences that I've been opening up to has been very rewarding. I started school
Yeah.
on the 30th, so I'm studying to get my degree in business. But no, other than that, it's just been life. I've been lifing.
I feel life, dude.
Yeah.
I'm on the same, pretty much the same path right now. Garen and I are taking a slight hiatus from our podcast
Yeah.
while we kind of shift gears and change to a new niche. And when that comes out, it's going to be amazing. We're set for September 1st on that. So
Oh,
it's giving me a
beautiful.
little bit more time to kind of focus on more things.
Nice.
Like some of the stuff that we're planning. We won't mention it today, but some of the stuff we got coming up soon.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's just been very rewarding. And actually, I think it was Jericho who asked me last time we were out here about how we measure success, and I just think it's
Yeah, I love that, dude.
yeah, it's incremental. How do you? Can I ask you how do you feel like where do you draw that success marker where you feel like we've made a difference and we've done our job?
Well, that's actually a funny question because it's a question that Jericho asked me the night before he asked you.
Hmm.
And it's one that I kind of fumbled my way through answering. So it's cool to see you answer it so confidently and so precisely. Um, Even when asking me now, I don't really know. I don't really have like an end game. I'm just kind of doing the best I can every day to, make the difference or to get, like I said, incremental successes.
Yeah.
So I guess that summed it up perfectly. It's actually the reason why I chose that to be the name of the episode last week was many stones make big waves.
Yeah.
I just love the way that you put it, man. Like, if we're all just kind of throwing stones together, one stone can make a ripple, but many stones can change the face of the ocean just skipping stones and playing around. So I love that a lot.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, dude.
I think it's really interesting because you've always been like and it's funny too because it's very backwards for like what our signs are or what like our like what our elemental whatever would be, because I'm Capricorn, I'm Earth, and so being Libra and being air, you would think that your nature is much more just free and whimsical and
Yeah.
idea bound, whereas mine would be more practical and like how to actually get it done. But it's very much reversed in our cases actually, whereas like I'm very much like the big idea, big picture thinker, and not to say that we don't all, but that then you actually put it to like, okay, how do we actually get from where we are to like what you're this thing that you're talking about here? And I think that's really, really cool, man. I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, and that was one of my biggest struggles with trying to even do stuff like this
Hmm.
was that I'm so like out there.
Yeah.
So pulling myself in a little bit because it was really easy for me to have super creative ideas and have amazing crazy things,
Yeah.
but then like putting them into action and executing was my problem. So forcing myself to sit down and do the legwork of execution has been challenging, but also super rewarding as I kind of learn how to discipline myself a little bit.
Well, I'm really proud of you, man, and I'm just glad that we have someone like you in our just in our corner and in our, because you would be one heck of a, you'd be a formidable, a very formidable foe, my friend. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's topic,
Yeah, yeah. What are we talking about today?
So today we want to talk about unalienable rights.
The alienated unalienables. And here's what brought this up, right? Because it started off with something super small, right? They were like, "Oh, we're getting rid of the funding for PBS Kids." And it's like, dude, I didn't have like cable growing up. Like the cartoons I had was on PBS Kids.
Yeah,
You're getting rid of PBS because you cut the funding, and it comes back to what we talked about
PBS
before.
literally stands for Public Broadcasting System. So let me ask, can I just ask real quick, what does the government do? What is the job of the government if not to uphold and support the public?
Yeah, not just support, but like if you start taking away things like that, right? We look at these things as privileges, right?
Mhm,
Like education, medical fucking help. Those things are not. You can't enjoy the pursuit of life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, right? Without having the basic essentials for life or for a good life, right? I can't pursue happiness if my back hurts and I can't afford to fix it because the way the system's set up, right? There are
mhm.
certain things and certain parts of our fucking society that should just come with being alive.
And weren't you saying something about this is not just because the unalienable rights and this declaration of it's actually in the Declaration of Independence, if I'm not mistaken. Weren't you saying something about there's actually constitutionally guaranteed rights
Yeah,
in?
I forgot what they were. I read them on Google. It was like food, water, and like there's like a bunch of basic
Mhm,
necessities that are guaranteed to you. Here's the thing, man, like you're born in this country, right?
mhm,
And you're born into, a system where freedom, I guess, but you have to work to survive. And if you
mhm.
don't, then you are going to jail,
Yeah,
right? Because you can't pay taxes,
right.
right? Or like you have to do this to get, any kind
Well, I
of
mean,
medical
even
help.
aside from just not paying taxes, I mean, like from our friends that we've talked to out here, even you know what I mean. You got the hot team or whatever
Just
else that
being alive, you're going to
you
jail.
just
Yeah.
because they made it a crime to sleep and to just live. You know.
So in a country that is, I mean, has so much fucking wealth just sitting around, sitting in vaults, sitting in people's bank accounts for no reason, doing nothing, why are we waking up or being born into the system without any type of guarantees? We have no guarantee of food. There's no guarantee that you'll be taken care of medically. There's no guarantee that you have a decent education. And then you're forced to pay for those things,
Mhm.
and they still don't come through for you then.
See, now this is here where I say like if you're pro-life, right? You know, and this may be a hot debate or hot topic, whatever, but shoot me if you disagree, I don't care. The point is that when it comes to like being pro-life, right? I agree with, where there's life, there's possibility and all of this. Now to some degree, I do also understand that we got to be careful regulating people's bodily autonomy, and that's a
Yeah, that's
but aside from that, I is that if you're pro-life, I feel that you have to be pro-life all the way, and it can't just be about
all life.
this
Yeah.
baby can't has to be born, and then we cast it to the
Yeah,
side, and we
it only
don't
goes to the birth. Like
to
once
the
it's
birth.
born, all right, fuck that baby now. Like
Exactly.
fuck giving that
It's
baby any type of help or any type of resources. I just want
it's
to make
on
sure it
it's
comes
on
out.
its own now.
But I'll kill to make sure it comes out.
Exactly.
I will kill you to make sure a baby is born that I won't help you take care of.
That I won't help you or have any
Or
kind of say or
be a part of,
responsibility
yeah,
of, yeah, 100%.
ridiculous. And I love even just that sentiment. I will take your life because I'm so pro life.
Yeah.
Okay. I will fight you in the street because I care so much about life
Yeah.
and step over the homeless. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
No,
saying? Like,
absolutely.
great fucking sentiment.
But it's becoming more and more apparent that this, like kind of like the war on drugs,
Yeah. So we're on people, man.
it's a war on people.
So we're on people. And you kind of touched on it before. I think it was an episode with Jericho where you kind of said like it's curated that way, right?
Yeah.
Because the best way to keep us from looking up is to distract us. And something we talked about before, right?
Hmm.
It is our not just our, privilege, but our duty to stay informed and be a part of the system.
Can
Because
I can I share?
you're gonna cut me off.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 no. This must be important. Let's hear it.
Well,
Wait, Elaine, can you get me a water, please?
it actually is exactly what you're saying.
So you're gonna say what I'm trying to say.
Well,
Okay.
we're both quoting something else.
I'm not quoting anything.
We are.
What
I
are we
mean,
quoting?
we're paraphrasing, but we're said we hold these truths to be self-evident that
Ah.
all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness,
Hmm.
that to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men, driven with the just powers from the consent of the governed. And if at any point that government becomes tyrannical to such ends that it does not protect our interests, that it is not just, and this is what you were saying, is that it is not just our our right, but it's our responsibility and our duty as citizens, and to ensure that our progeny and our children have those rights
And to protect that, yeah.
to overthrow and to reinstate this government with something that does protect our
I
interests.
guess that kind of does touch on a little bit, but what I was kind of going, but the direction I was more going was that this system is set up, right? It's set up for us to have the control
I'm
over it.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, by the way.
This fucking guy, dude.
Go ahead.
It's set up for us to have the control over the direction
Yeah.
and the way that it moves, right? But the way that those with the power may be to have designed it is to distract us so much that we're uneducated and don't feel responsible.
Hmm.
And any responsibility we do feel, we also feel like we don't really have any real voice.
Or
So,
power.
so why bother?
Exactly.
So they just do what the fuck we want, and we just kind of trust them because I don't know anything about it. Anyways, I'd rather not take the time to. And every time that we kind of start to, as a society, look into or start to pay more attention, oh, by the way, Kim Kardashian's pregnant again. So there goes our focus. Or like, oh, hey, new McRib. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there goes our focus again.
Exactly.
And so, like I said before, you can't even really be mad at it, right? Because it as a player in this game, I respect my opponent. I respect like, okay, that's a great strategy. You know what I'm saying? You tell me I have the power, but you distract me from learning about my power
Or being able to even use it or
or use
exercise it
it.
by any
So
means.
it's
Yeah.
our responsibility as people, not just our privilege, our responsibility
Mhm.
to stay informed and stay active in politics. What's going on? Because we have the power to change what we do not like.
That raises a question, actually. So, can I ask you, how do you define a right?
What do you mean?
So, there's
Something
a
that you like have,
there's a guy
right?
that so there's a guy, Andrew Wilson, that I really love, and if by any means, Andrew Wilson, that you're watching, shout out. I do love watching you debate, my guy. But anyway, there's a guy, Andrew Wilson, that I really enjoy watching him debate, and he talks a lot about like what is a right, define a right, because like you can't point to one.
Yeah.
Like this is a tent, this is a chair, this is a table, these are mics, but like
Hmm.
where is a right?
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't exist outside of our head. So,
Yeah.
and the way he defines a right is a privilege absent a responsibility. But I don't think that we truly have any of those
Yeah, I was gonna
because
say when you asked the question too, that like any right that we're given is an illusion, right? Because it's a right that's given to you. And
mhm,
anything given means that somebody with
can
more
take it
power
away.
can take it away from you.
Exactly.
So like, are there objective and subjective rights to just being born as a human? Personally, I think so. I think
Hmm.
that we should at least. But I don't think that that's possible when, there are too many powers that be who have control over your autonomy, like you said before.
Yeah.
We don't have autonomy in
And
this country.
resources.
We were born into this and we have no real like autonomy. We're not even ourselves. You're born with a receipt, your birth certificate, and you are immediately sold to the government with your social security number.
Yeah.
So instantly you are a piece of merchandise to this country. You are part of you're one cog in this machine, and they have done a damn good job of making us feel that way.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that we should really focus on in our initiative is trying to.
Actually, if you even look at, do you know how uh the public school system in our country was created and
Absolutely, I've
established
heard the poem.
with J.D. Rockefeller,
Yeah,
right?
I love it. Yeah, and he even condemned it himself and said like this should not be used. This is inhumane.
Well, he said that because his
No,
whole
that was the man who invented standardized tests.
the whole point of what J.D. Rockefeller even said and what he wanted was, I do not want a nation of thinkers and of entrepreneurs and builders and dreamers.
We need a
I
nation of
want
workers and
uh, factory workers.
factory workers.
That's exactly what he
We
wanted.
need a bunch of ants that stay in
they
line.
they went to, and I'm like you said, I know but just to
I'm
share
with you. I'm with you.
with anyone who doesn't, they went to, I think it was Austria or Germany, something like that,
Yeah.
where it was one country had taken over the other, and they were trying to figure out like, okay, how do we stamp out this cultural identity from these people, so that they'll accept us as their new,
Yeah.
masters, right? So they decided, okay, if we take children around 5 to 8 years old, and starting from there for about the next 8 to 10 years, we keep them for 8 hours a day and start indoctrinating them. And what do we teach them? Next to nothing. Next to nothing. But we have all day to teach them whatever we want. And that's exactly what JD Rockefeller came over here and did, and pushed and lobbied to get done in our country. And now it's
So then here's the question, right? Because you can't point out a problem without bringing a solution. And so the first question that any, right thinker will say to you is, okay, well, if you're identifying that issue, what is your suggestion? To redo the school systems.
yeah,
I mean, okay,
clearly.
but how?
So
How do you format it?
the way that we should do the school systems, first of all, kindergarten through like fifth grade, I wouldn't change necessarily because
Yeah,
it's just kind of the basics.
foundationals,
It's the foundations. It's elementary school,
elementary. Yeah,
right? Um, where you get into middle school is where I would start to shift things, because in middle school, first of all, I would bring back like home economics
practical
and
studies.
exactly, home economics workshop, things like that,
Yeah,
so that you can start to learn some kind of not just trades, but also just how to live and be a person. Like, how do we
yeah,
get to graduate high school and don't know how to balance a checkbook or file our
yeah.
taxes?
By high school, you should be learning taxes. You should be learning not just that, but
Actually,
financial literacy is. I mean, in a country that's run by capitalism,
so actually,
why are we not teaching
the
that? Because we
way
don't
that I
want
would
them to know that.
actually the way that I would do that's more what I would focus on in middle school. In high school, actually, is what I would focus on now, where I would focus more into like, okay, what kind of trade are you interested in? Not what are you going to do for the rest of your life,
Sure.
but simply what kind of trade are you interested in? Like, and a lot of you now know from watching my story from last week is I went to Las Vegas Academy, and so being a magnet school, I think that and a lot of the magnet schools in Vegas, it was very geared towards an idea. It was geared towards cooking, or geared towards law studies, or geared
Yeah.
towards, or medicine or whatever else, right? And so it gives them already some kind of leg up and some kind of advancement towards college now.
Sure.
So now college can be more like a finishing school and more of like a refinement for people who really need, for our doctors and for
Sure.
our,
Sure.
for
I like
our
you said, refinement.
right, you know what I
To
mean?
kind of build on that too, right? Instead of just saying something like, like what do you want to do? What helped me personally, what I said before is like, what are you personally good at? Where are your
Hmm.
personal where's your skill set?
Exactly.
And then how can you take that to either A, benefit the community, or B, benefit yourself and your family, right? How
Exactly.
can you take that and market it so that you can make money or make a living off of that? If you're if you say, oh well, all I'm really good at is talking to people, there are plenty of professions that you can just make money talking to people. There are
Exactly.
plenty of ways to benefit your community just talking to people. So maybe we just kind of find out what each individual. But here's the question for
And
that.
that's what you could be doing through high school too, because
Hmm.
you'd have 4 years of, like, from 15 to 19 years old,
What we're kind of
that
pitching
you're
though is that high school would be kind of like a social experiment.
it'd be more like college.
Yeah,
High school would become more like what college is. You would end up because what it is right now is that you're teaching kids a bunch of nonsense that they don't need, or reteaching them things that they really didn't need all of this extra information about, that maybe would be good for certain professions or certain fields. As you get into high school and as you get into college, you will need to know a bit more about these things, right? But I mean, you could eliminate a lot of the fluff and a lot of the nonsense. Like, have when's the last time you ever had to understand the principle of imaginary numbers?
I've never in my life.
Do you know what it is or why they exist?
Kind of, not really. I have a vague idea.
They do have a principle and a necessity. I think it has more to do with quantum physics, but it's like a very like metaphysics thing. It's a very metaphysics concept. The idea is that it's the square root of a negative number, right? Because if you take negative 12 times negative 12, it gives you positive 144, right?
Boring, boring, boring snore. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about right now.
Anyway, the point is that it's not, you never have to ever use it. When have you never had to use Pythagorean's theorem or
Not
anything
even
else?
that, dude. But now we live in an age where you have a computer in your pocket at all times,
Yeah,
and they're only getting smarter.
yeah.
So like, I mean,
But I don't think that that's an excuse for people to get dumber, though.
I
Like you
don't
said,
think
we
so
have a
either, but I do
responsibility.
think that it is a reason to shift our focus. The way that AI is going, the way that technology in general is going, the careers the next 10 years are all going to be technology based. Like most of the careers in the future are going to be about maintaining the technology we've built that already does everything else, because all of manual labor will be done by machines, and most of and even entertainment will be taken over by machinery or AI. So it'll be about maintaining software and software development,
Have you
improving and maintaining those technologies.
have you read or heard recently about actually the damage that AI seems to be doing to our not just our ecosystem, but just globally, how much damage actually AI is doing?
No,
So we were actually just I was just reading about this and listening to this today actually. It's causing a lot of problems because it's pulling and having to use a lot of water, which has to be fresh water, in order and filtrated in order to cool the systems and whatnot. Um, and there's actually a guy on TikTok that was had made a very convincing argument that it was all kind of connected to like the fires in California that have been going on these last few years over the last decade,
yep.
right? All of the major flooding and all the major monsoon seasons that we've been getting, it's just been getting heavier and heavier as we've been going through over the last decade. As we've been ramping up more and more with AI technology, and they've been building more and more of these sites and data sites. So
That's interesting, but I don't think it's a reason to kind of cut back on any of those things. Those are very great tools, and they're awesome. I think that it's more of a reason to look into better and more efficient ways to do it,
I agree.
which is just how things evolve.
Yeah.
They start off really rudimentary. They start off kind of shitty, and then as we go, we find ways to make them better, more effective, more efficient.
Only if we can only if we can get them to that efficiency though before we just run out and destroy it.
I don't see it, man. Here's the thing, though, because some you remember Denzel back when we lived in the apartments?
Yeah.
Starting to sprinkle a bit. Um, I had a great conversation with him once, right? And
Hmm.
I talked to him about, just how humans are killing the planet and we're going to destroy this planet and we're going, and he said, dude, it's the hubris for us to think that we have that much power. This planet has been hit by meteors that have literally killed 90% of life, and we are not that powerful. Like, regardless of what we do on this planet, life will go on. We might kill ourselves, we might destroy ourselves. We might even destroy a lot of the life on this planet. But the way that this planet is set up, life will grow again. More shit will come. We don't have the ability to scorch this planet to nothing but rock and cinders. And even if we did, that's how it started.
That's fair.
So I mean, no,
From ashes to
we don't
ashes
really
to
have
dust to
the
dust.
hubris of us to even believe like we're gonna destroy this planet. How? Unless unintentionally even, we might suck some resources out of it. We might fuck it up a little bit. We might even kill ourselves in the process. But nothing that we do on this planet will change the face of this planet and how it's made, how its makeup is.
Absolutely.
I think we're getting ready to talk to our guests. Got my man Don back with us again.
What's
My
up,
man
Don the
Don
Wizard?
Don the Wizard. How are you, my man?
I'm blessed by the best and heavily armed.
I love that, brother. Love that so much. How you been surviving since last time we saw you, Don?
Um, I've been getting by. We got raided by the hot team the other day over there in the pavilion. They came by, they took out a couple of houses, arrested a couple of people, and gave out a bunch of tickets. I got a ticket. It cost them $2,300.
Oh my
They gave you a
goodness,
ticket
man.
Yeah,
for what?
being homeless.
I love it. Yeah.
I mean, technically they're like, oh well, there are signs here. It says no trespassing. I know, but the fucking hail. Can I say that on?
Hell?
No, fuck.
Of course. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
The fucking hail was coming down the night before. It was, about that big. I didn't have a hard hat, so
Turn me up a little bit.
like
I'm low.
every.
You're good.
I'm sorry,
No,
You're
no,
good.
you're good.
You're good,
Sorry.
Don. Yeah.
like every other creature, I got out of the rain.
Yeah.
I dig that, my man. Yeah, I actually want to ask you about that because there's some days like when it rains out here
Yes,
that
sir.
we can't because there's no top, and I'll kind of wonder, do you guys still out here when it rains, or what do you guys do? Where do you guys go?
Would you get your tent on Wish?
What's wrong with this guy, dude? You come in here and talk shit about my tent?
Yeah. The we go to the we break the law. We break the law. We go under there. We go under the pit. We find shelter like any animal would do, like any person would
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
By the
I like
way,
it.
by the way, if you check out our website, which actually launches today,
Yes, sir.
what I guess last week,
Last week, yeah,
technically,
technically,
yeah.
yeah. When you see this,
So, but it launched today, last week for you guys. But if you check out our website, there is actually a campaign option that you can donate to, so that we can actually give away a tent.
yeah.
Each time that we hit that goal, we'll give away a tent to somebody out here while we're shooting.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
So Don, tell us, man. What were you doing just now when I came in and grabbed you?
Oh, picking up trash. It's not really like that scientific. It's a basic, just I wish it was something high tech. I wish it was
Yeah.
something advanced. I was just picking up trash.
Hey, man, but
Hey
you know
man,
what?
that is scientific in advance, bro. That's awesome.
Exactly. You out here doing something, man. We appreciate that.
How
It
much you think this piece of paper is worth?
worth probably 25 cents.
$2,300.
Yeah.
So where do they expect that to come from?
Well, it's spent. That's what they're
Us.
spending. Yeah.
Oh, that's their spending.
It comes out of the tax money. So the taxpayers just spent $2,300 to tell me that I was under there, so I didn't get rained on. And apparently, there's it is no trespassing signs, and you're not supposed to go there. Apparently, what they're saying is I should get rained and hailed on, but I'm not going to do that. If there's a law against me getting out of the rain and the hail, it's wrong.
So let me ask you, was that the our friends over at the hot team? Was that them?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Love it,
they even
love
had
it.
their fearless leader with them, Commandant Orloff Cheney. I can't think of a better name for like
Oh,
a
fucking
villain
asshole.
character.
Yeah, villain. Yeah.
I
By
mean,
the way, check out
Orloff Cheney.
our merch section. You'll see our hot team shirt.
Yeah, our hot team
You have a
shirts
hot
just
team
dropped.
shirt? I got to
Oh
check
yeah,
that
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, we have
Hey, you know what?
we have a shirt.
We're gonna go ahead and buy one and give it to you, Don. We'll be out here and bring it to you next weekend.
Absolutely.
I will wear it
Hey,
proudly. I'll wear it
Hey,
proudly.
you know what? Actually, I was just thinking too. We should make a Don the Wizard shirt.
We got to. We already
I
have a
think
Don the
that'd be
Wizard
cool.
shirt. Don, we also turned your last saying, "Comfort the disturbed."
And
Disturbed.
disturb the comfortable.
Yeah. So we actually turned that into a shirt as well. We buy one of those and give it to you.
Mhm.
You guys
Every
are welcome to all my content. You have
every
complete, total, and free rights to it, irrevocably and forever
love
in
this guy.
perpetuity.
I love this
We
dude. Hey,
appreciate you,
and
Don.
every one of those Comfort the Disturbed shirts that we sell, at 100% of the proceeds from those shirts will be going directly to the homeless union, the Colorado
Excellent.
Springs Homeless
Okay,
Union.
great. Fantastic. Well, thank you. Thank
Now,
you.
Don, you were
Thank
saying
you.
something earlier about somebody freezing. I want to hear about
Right.
this. Tell me about this, man.
All right. I stayed at the mission for about 2 years, and I've been with the Colorado Homeless Union. We're talking to homeless people, and we're hearing stories about people getting kicked out of the mission and freezing to death across the street.
Across
So
kicking the mission.
across the street from the mission, yeah. So what we're doing is we're asking people, do you know anyone who froze to death across the street from the mission? I mean, do you know anyone who froze to death in the area too? We're trying to find names and the year. If we can get like 6 or 12, well, let's not go into the plan.
Sure.
Okay, but let's just say that these people froze to death and were forgotten. And
By the people who promised to help them.
yeah, so fuck that.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
You know what's
Yeah.
actually, what's really interesting about that? That when you shared it too, it brought it to mind. So a lot of this idea that behind this whole organization, this whole thing was brought on to me by this book that I read. It's called um The Least of These My Brothers by Harold Bell Wright.
Amen.
And in this book, the catalyst for like what actually ends up changing this town is because right outside of the church, there's somebody ends up freezing to death outside of the church, and it wakes people up and makes them realize, like, oh, it's like the hypocrisy of this
Yes.
system, where it's like, where it's supposed to be set up to help people, but the people who need it most suffer outside, while
Because they can't get in. Yeah.
because they can't get in.
It's like a birthday party, and the person whose party it's for isn't allowed in the party.
Right. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
you can't come in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
a social
Don,
club, it just
that's
talks to itself.
that's funny because today's topic we're talking about today is called the alienated inalienable rights. We're kind of just talking about how, you can't really enjoy those inalienable rights that are promised to us, because all of them cost too much money, or, you can't have, medical help, something like that. You got anything to say about that?
Yeah, you got to speak up. You only have the rights that you know about, and you only have the rights that you fight for.
God, I love that.
If you just sit there and like let someone shit on you, you'll be a pile of shit.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what
I
we were
love that,
saying
man.
too.
I
Is
love
you
that too.
you have no rights without responsibility.
Right.
Yeah.
Without
100%.
and we have to get together.
Yes.
We got to get together and raise our voice together.
I love it.
Indeed.
This is what this is about. People got kicked out of the mission in the middle of a blizzard for probably some stupid violation, like, oh, you're not supposed to sit there or something like that. And they ended up freezing to death. So we're looking for people, anyone who knows anyone who froze to death across the street from the mission or in the area, or who died and didn't get medical help right across the street from the mission or in the area. We definitely need their name. They're not forgotten. Okay, they can't be forgotten.
And if you know anybody or if you hear anything, please reach out to our website, unitedusi.com. Leave a comment, hit our bio, hit our blog, whatever it may be. Comment on this video. I want to get those names and information out to Don so he can help.
Amen. Because we got to get a list together, and then
Don't say the plan, Don. Don't tell them the plan.
okay, let's just say they shouldn't be forgotten. They're not nothing.
Hell yeah.
They're not just stinkies that froze to death and became stinky sickles.
Stinky sickles.
Yeah, we're not having
Horrible.
that. Not having that. So anyway, that's what we're doing. We're doing a bunch of things. Another thing we're doing is something called the Homeless Bill of Rights.
Okay. Who's drafting it up, if you mind me asking?
Well, I started it,
Okay,
and
okay.
we're working with some of the orgs in the area. We want to get something that's very basic that that everyone can agree on.
I like it.
Everyone has the right to be treated with dignity and respect.
To use a bathroom, with some kind of privacy and peace.
Yeah, you know what I don't understand, and this is for Orloff Cheney, who says, oh, he doesn't want to see people peeing in the park. Okay, well, can we put in a bathroom?
Yeah, put a bathroom in.
What do you think's going to happen? Someone's just going to stand there till they explode?
Yeah, put in some porta potties or just
Something, yeah.
a restroom, something,
And I talked to him about that actually while he was raiding us. We got raided right there the other day.
Mhm.
A bunch of police cars came up, surrounded the pavilion. I will admit, I was in the pavilion. Okay, I was there. That's not going to be my defense. This is my ticket. I'm taking it to trial. The trial's going to cost the city $20,000 minimum, and the way I do it, probably closer to 30. And this is what we need to do, okay? Don't make a deal. Don't make a deal. Don't sign off when they do that. The only way our legal system, our injustice system works efficiently is if you are the prosecution's star witness against you. If you agree to help them and if you agree to sign off on a deal, then that's what they want and everything's moving nice and smoothly. But when you decide to go to trial and you tell your case to 3 regular working people, you actually got a chance of not being found not guilty. I've done it 3 times.
Don, every time you talk, bro, I literally get lost. Like, you have so much wisdom and like just so much like perspective. I love like just hearing you speak, man, is awesome.
I'm so old, my social security number is 7.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I think that the homeless union is 100% lucky to have someone like you as an advocate.
Well, thank
Someone
you.
like you speaking on their behalf. I think that you're a bright, brilliant man, and I think that you have a lot of like education and perspective that you bring to the table.
That's why they
Sincerely.
call me the wizard, not the.
Love that.
Hey.
Listen, man, when you go for drafting a Bill of Rights, utilize the help of ChatGPT on your phone, okay? It'll
All
help
right.
you a lot in organizing and finding new ways to kind of present this.
Hey.
I think it'll help you a lot.
We're trying to come up with something that all of the orgs, that's all the organizations and churches and everyone can sign
all
off
agree
on.
yeah.
Right. It's basic stuff like, okay, you can't throw someone out and not let them take their stuff with them.
Let me ask you this. How can we help as an organization ourselves? How can we help with that?
Well, what I will do is I have it as a Google Doc, and you give me an email address and I'll share it with
Yes,
you,
sir.
and you can put it up on your site.
Yes,
And
sir.
we're looking for some input. We want all the is your audience mostly local, global, international,
Local,
intergalactic?
local and national.
Okay, good. Yeah, so around what you can do is definitely remind people, anyone who stayed at the rescue mission, anyone who knows anyone who's died around the rescue mission, we need their name. Okay, they're not forgotten. We need their name and all the information you can provide. What's the story? What happened? What year did it happen? And we're trying to get a list of a half dozen or a dozen together, and we'll proceed from there.
And go ahead and tell that camera right there. Visit unitedusi.com and look at the Bill of Rights and give us input. Go ahead, let them know.
UnitedUSI.com, and I'll send it to you guys when I get access. I can get online. My phone is all Foxtrot. So it'll probably be like when the week starts and I get on a computer.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to need a business card from you, gentlemen. Last time you gave me your URL, unitedusi.com. I'm going to need something in writing.
Gotcha, my man. I
You
love
got
it.
it, brother.
Love it. We'll make sure it happens.
Hey, actually, make sure you stick around for a minute.
Absolutely.
Because I want to talk to you about a few things, some projects that we have in the work,
All right.
and we want to put, like, I think we were talking a little bit briefly before we came in, that about setting some stuff up and
Yeah.
doing some real community projects and getting some people together and starting a movement. You know what I
Amen.
mean?
Amen.
Rather than just talking about it, we want to actually be out here doing some stuff, right? Give me just a second. My lovely wife is returning right now. Give me
All
a
right.
moment here.
Yeah, for the past 2,000 years, we've been in the age of Kali,
What's that?
the goddess of destruction. We've been in an age
Okay.
of selfishness
Age of Pisces.
and low vibration and low awareness. Starting a couple of years ago, we're now in the age for the next 2,000 years, the age of Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius, which
It's
is
an age of self-actualization and self-awareness and cooperation and awakening of the human race, and it's a beautiful thing, and we're blessed. We're absolutely blessed to be born in this time, and if you're born in this time, it's not by accident. You're not here just to watch. So we're starting to see things like the people are saying, you know what? Yeah, okay, government, they suck. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So many assholes, so few bullets. I get that, but we're not just going to sit here and let them fuck it up. So people are starting to
Not
get
anymore.
together.
I love the way you said that, man, because it's almost like you're giving a call to action. You're saying, "Hey, take up your arms," and your arms are not weapons. It is your education. Arm yourself with your responsibility and educate yourself with your power.
First, you start with your head, only then use your hands. If you try it in reverse, you don't even stand a chance.
Not even close. I love that, man. Love
I
it so
stole
much.
that from MIA.
From who?
MIA.
MIA.
Paper planes.
I love it, dude.
All right.
Hey, so Don, we the last few times that you've been in here with us, you were our second guest, but we got something for you today, especially because you've been probably at least my favorite guest. I'm sure a lot of
You're my
our
favorite guest,
viewers'
yeah.
favorite guests as well. But we
You're
got
not
something.
going to give me the camping ticket, are you?
Yeah, we have actually. So we got another ticket for you.
Oh, yay.
And this one cost us $5,000 to give. But
Okay.
yeah.
I hear
No,
you.
it's
I love you guys.
it's not a whole bunch, man, but it's just a $25
Oh,
gift card there for you, just so you got something in your pocket there, man.
It
Help
might
you
help
out
with the
with.
ticket. You can put that towards the ticket.
I thank you from the
Don't
bottom of
put it.
my.
Please don't put it towards the ticket.
You're. Have I said something that has led you to believe that my intention is to pay this ticket?
I fucking love this guy.
Last time I had a ticket and I went to trial, the prosecution's first offer was plead guilty to one and we'll drop the other two. I said, oh, okay,
Absolutely not.
that's a good. Oh, you made me an offer. So according to the rules, I'm allowed to make you a counter offer.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Now we're negotiating.
yeah, now we're negotiating. Okay.
Yeah.
Here is my counter offer. Drop all charges. Apologize. Promise never to do it again. And I want, I want
$500,000
No, I don't need any money. Sensitivity training for the Manitou Police, and Officer Johnson has to agree not to rape 14-year-old girls.
and Section 8 housing.
Whoa.
Well, are you saying no, you can't agree not to rape 14-year-old girls?
You're saying you can't agree to that? What's the problem
Right,
here?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so anyway, they said no. So it's okay, well, then I guess we're going to trial, and I have a little dance I'll demonstrate. Let's go to trial. Let's go to trial. Let's go to trial. Let's go to trial. And I'm trying to get it like with a little reverse kick thing. I'm not much of a dancer. If you know a choreographer, send it my way. But
Okay.
anyway, the judge told me to stop that, and then so I went to court, and then the second offer was just agree not to do it again, and we'll drop the charges. That's all. You've made me an offer.
Another offer, yeah.
I get to make a counter offer.
So now we're negotiating again.
Yeah, okay. So it was like the first one, but like a little bit more, as we say in Italian,
Uh-huh.
right? And of course they said, no, of course we don't agree to that. It's okay, I didn't want you to. Let's go to trial. Let's go to trial. Let's go to trial. So anyway, third time we went in there, and I told the judge, I would like to offer the prosecution the opportunity to surrender and sue for peace. And so he asked them, and he said, no, I don't see any white flags. And the next time I went into court, when we were supposed to have the trial, they just dropped the charges. So this is why everybody go to trial. Take it to the jury. Okay? They're going to drop it before you get there. But don't take a deal. That's you tattling on yourself. That's you signing on yourself. Don't do that.
That's your
Take it to
white
trial.
flag. Don't wave your white flag. And if you're gonna
No.
go to trial, educate yourself.
Yeah, educate
Educate
yourself.
yourself on the due process.
Right.
Educate yourself on your rights, your
Yeah.
responsibilities, and then take that information because there's nothing scarier to the legal system than somebody who understands their rights.
Is
Oh
it
yeah.
not? Is it not? I want to say it's fifth, the Fifth Amendment that protects against self-incrimination.
Yeah.
I want to say it's the Fifth Amendment. It's the right to the right to remain silent.
Yeah, but I never remain silent. I'm not good at that.
You don't seem like the type, Don. You seem
No.
like the type who's gonna buck back, and that's what scares the shit out of them because you're not a dumb guy.
No.
You're gonna buck back, and when they try to scare you, you're not gonna back down.
No.
I love it.
No. I apparently I had that part, the scared part, the part about, you got the alpha and the beta, you got the what do you call whatever. Anyway, I had that part beat out. I don't have that as a target. I don't have that intelligence
Yeah.
in me. So, but if the way we stop this is we've got to take tickets to trial. Okay, and if we all do that, then the court system will be so backed up, and they'll be pissed off because they're not getting their money for people signing deals like they're supposed to, paying their money like they're supposed to. And then what they'll do is they'll stop giving tickets. We need to work within the system to get them to stop doing what they're doing. Telling them not to do it won't do it. We got to tell them about how they're wasting their money. They're always bitching, we don't have enough money. Well, you could stop spending money on this and you'd have more money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's $2,300 here.
Imagine what they could have done with that. They decided to take that money to help.
That's coincidentally the same amount of money that it costs to keep the Hope COS warming shelter open for one night that will stop 150 people from freezing to death.
I've actually done the research and done the math on this. It actually would cost less to just end homelessness than it does to treat the symptoms of it.
Yeah.
Than to because we are just treating it symptomatically.
Right.
And treating symptoms, you will only ever keep treating symptoms, and symptoms will keep getting worse. If you imagine it like your roof, the piping for your water is leaking, right? So you get a leak over here. So what they're doing basically is they'll sell you the mop, they sell you the bucket, and they sell you a towel, and then after it gets too bad, then they'll sell you a patch for it.
Yeah.
And then it springs a leak,
pump.
Or a pump or a patch, right?
Yep,
And then
there you go.
then it springs a leak over here, right? So now you need they restart the process, another bucket, another mop, another
Yep.
patch, until eventually the entire thing is falling down on your head. And now we're going to go ahead and replace the whole thing for you. Don't worry, all costs inclusive and everything
Twice
else.
as much.
Twice as much. And it's made, and they do it in such a way that is designed to make sure that you can't fix it.
No.
It's not in a way that you can just go up there and go, oh, okay, I just need to replace this piece or this part. No, they have to come in and do it
That's what I was saying before too, man, because not only is it our right, it is our responsibility to educate ourselves on
Mhm.
our rights. I learned this when I sold my first house, right? This guy came. I had to have a bunch of work done, and one of the things that the buyer wanted, he asked me to fix the siding on the house. It was like six vinyl strips that need to be replacing, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know anything about vinyl. I don't know anything about this shit. I'm a new homeowner.
Right.
So I hire a guy. The guy comes out, cool kid, cool guy, has his own business, is himself, whatever. He comes and does the work for me. He charges me $600, and I go, okay, that seems like a reasonable amount. I don't know anything about
Whatever.
this.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
He gives me the invoice. I look at the invoice. Each panel cost him $10 each. Total, it cost him $60 to do, and it took him 20 minutes to do it.
Yep.
$600. Now, should I be mad at him or mad at myself that I didn't learn how to do that 20-minute job, and it cost me, 10 times as much than it
for
should
the
have?
convenience.
Because he took the time.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing with our government, with our systems, right?
Yeah.
We need to educate ourselves so we're not paying them more.
Yep.
We need to learn how to put our own vinyl on. We need to learn how to fix our own problems. That way we
Grow
can
our
do them.
own food.
We can do them ourselves and take the power away from the guys who are selling it back to us for 10 times the fucking price.
This is actually, it's funny that you brought this up too, because I told you earlier too, I wanted to kind of bring up the Lorax, because I always think it's, Dr. Seuss made an incredibly beautiful point. He said that nothing's going to get better if, unless someone cares an awful lot it's nothing's going to change. It just won't. Like it's just not going to get any better.
I love it.
You know, because like we have a guy sitting here selling air to people
Yeah, in the
because
Lorax.
yeah, you know, because it just for the convenience of
You
it.
seen
Because
that
so
one,
people,
Don?
He
The
speaks
cartoon?
to the trees. Yeah, I remember. I was
yeah,
sick once.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Don is the Lorax. Oh my
Don
god.
is the Lorax.
Oh my
Don is the
god, bro.
Lorax,
Hey,
dude.
we need a clip. We need a clip of Don if you can like edit it in where like he like swaps out with the Lorax or like he like
At our
where you
Halloween
mesh it.
event, Don, which you're
That'd be
invited
great.
to, I'll give you more information about it. But
All right.
you're coming as the Lorax, dude.
We'll get you a costume.
Yeah,
Will you wear it and be the
Lorax
Lorax for
costume,
us?
yeah, yeah.
I will wear it sight unseen.
I love,
Yeah.
I love this guy,
Dude, we
dude.
love Don.
I love you, dude.
You're a guy, bro.
You are the
Hey,
guy.
you know what? Comfort the disturbed and disturb
Disturbed,
the
the
comfortable.
comfortable.
And
Don,
other than that, enjoy the ride. Man, what you guys are talking about, what you're doing is great. Everyone says someone should do something. I used to do that. I used to say someone should do something. And one day, standing in front of the mirror, I realized
I'm someone.
I'm
I'm
someone,
someone.
I'm
and
fucking
I'm going to do
someone, and I
something.
can
Yeah.
do something.
And something as simple as come out here and pick out garbage or work with these people who are giving out hot dogs. Just stand in the line. They'll give you the gloves. They'll give you the mask. Stand in the line. Hand out hot dogs. Hand out beans. Do something.
Yeah.
Go to City Hall. That's another thing. Where anyone in Colorado Springs, we're trying to get people to come to City Hall meetings. And you get 3 minutes to speak and you can talk about whatever you want. One guy talks about what a nice day it was. And last time he brought in magnets and he showed magnets. This guy, I think he's like Mr. Rogers' evil twin brother or something like that.
For
And there's
for
this
our
other.
viewers' sake, when are those meetings?
They are the second and the fourth Tuesday of every month, but they mess with the time. It starts at 9 o'clock, but the public comment section is at the end, and it's variable length. Sometimes it's 1 o'clock, sometimes it's 5. But
Okay.
you want to talk to your leaders? Come down and talk to them.
Absolutely.
Give them a piece of your mind. One guy talks about how John Lennon's murder was a some kind of conspiracy and it's a cover up and it's the biggest problem that we've ever had and it's like the who do you call those guys, the Illuminati and man, it's like we're all gonna die because John Lennon got murdered and it was done by someone like I don't know, John Ritter or someone, Ice-T, I don't know, someone killed him. Well, it's not what we think. And the dude drives around in a van talking about it. Personally, I really, even if there's a conspiracy about it, it's really not on my radar.
I love it, man. Hey, Don, we're gonna get you out of here, but
All right.
before you go, my man, I want to ask you again. All right, if you had a mic, and you do, and you could say anything to the city, what would it be, my man?
Homeless people are not homeless people. They're people, and they're homeless. The cure to homelessness is housing. That's simple. You want to cure homelessness? Housing. That's simple.
Hey, thanks a lot, Don. Hey, my man, as always, you're the fucking guy, right? You come back and talk to us anytime. Stick around for us before you get out of here,
I'll
so
do that.
we can give you our information and we can take your information as well. All right?
Thank you, gentlemen. Si vis pacem parabellum.
Love it, my man. What's that?
If you want peace, prepare for war.
God, I love it, dude.
Yeah,
God, I love it. It's prolific, bro. The man's prolific.
bro. It's always such a treat when Don the Wizard comes to sit down and
Literally
talk to
every
us.
time we speak to that man, it gives me goosebumps, dude. I can't wait to see what kind of clips we're gonna get from this one. Yeah, Don made some excellent points, man. And
Yeah.
seriously, if anyone has any information from any of those people that unfortunately suffered or died or even just had to bear the cold and survived, if any of these people want to talk to us or want to give information out, we need as much information on that as possible. You can go to our website, unitedusi.com,
UnitedUSI.com.
navigate to the page, give us information, or just send us an email.
That'll be on our community webpage, which again will all be ready and launched as of tonight.
By the
or
time you see this, it
last
will
week.
have been launched for a week already.
Yeah.
So,
Jay,
Jay, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, man. I just want to really remind people that even that, and I guess to touch on what the last point that we had said that I wanted to bring up is that there's a difference between fault and responsibility.
Like it, yeah.
It's even though it's not our fault that these people are out here, it's not our fault that the world is the way it is.
The system is who it is. Yeah, it's not our fault.
None of this is our fault, but you damn sure it is our responsibility.
100%, man.
know.
I love that word responsibility. Again, man. I love what Don said too. He said, you only have the rights you know about, and you only have the rights that you're willing to fight for.
That you're willing to fight for.
So
Yeah.
unless we take the responsibility upon ourselves to educate ourselves, to make sure that we understand what power we have and to understand exactly what system and situation that we're in, then we're not going to be able to get ourselves out of it. And relying on the people who are supposed to have our best interest at heart, we all know and we've all seen that they don't. And so we're only going to continue to get burned or watch other people get burned and step over them while we continue to sit as comfortable as possible under the radar.
You know, it's it's important that we remember that even though sometimes it seems hopeless, like this mountain, this hill is far too big and far too immeasurable. It's important to remember kind of the message and the idea of the show that we have with Jericho, is that together we have the potential and the ability to literally shape and move stars to our whim if we could just all agree that this is
Yeah.
the goal, this is the plan.
Politics aside, right, wrong, whatever you believe, who the president should be, whatever. If we can all at least start at a basis of we care about human life,
Period.
then we can begin a conversation about how we can improve it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with that, let's go ahead and sign off. We'll ask you again. Hit us in our website. Tell us what you would do with $1,000. Comment below what you would do with $1,000. Let's see if we can raise that up and make one of you guys' goals happen. In the meantime, I'm Xavier. This is Julian. We're United. We are us.
なんのこれしき